Welcome everybody once again to another episode of Disco Elysium. We're investigating the drug trading in Riverdale for the asking of the lady, I guess. And yeah, from the Wild Pants representative. And it's not going super well. We just met a racist guy. Hello, are you the scabs?
Bastards! We have a right to work!
The man yells towards the harbor gate. His voice is the loudest of the lot, and oddly screechy for a man his size. And the biggest. I am the law.
Yes, people get that you are the law. You really don't have to keep saying it.
But I do like saying it, Kim.
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
The broad-shouldered alpha male turns to you. He is full head taller than everybody else here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
I mean, why should I?
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
I mean, some other maybe. I'm thinking no.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right to work! Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
Okay. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of scabs, but you know. Let's see everyone's perspective before we take a stand on the matter. What kind of causes are we talking about?
Rights of people. Rights of workers to have gainful employment, to make a salary, and feed their families.
His manner of speaking is wooden, the tone of voice bland and uninspired, almost as if compiling replies from a set of learned phrases.
I don't think I've chosen any size yet.
Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups, but you're essentially still workers. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand, though. Right to work! Right to work!
This guy hard isn't in it. I mean, regardless, I do have some questions for you.
Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
He points his finger to the man sitting on the railing.
So do we, Scott.
The loitering man hollers in return. Call me mañana. Hey, I remember you. I would like to get into the harbor too.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet their fat boss.
Well, I'm interviewing people about the murder that took place here, behind the hostel cafeteria there.
I know nothing about a murder.
He replies snappy and terse.
The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him. Interesting.
You know absolutely nothing.
Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs. They'd do anything to stay alive. Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
I'm not an expert in law, despite being a cop. Probably not. I mean, this really isn't our expertise.
We are not picking a side in this just yet, sir.
Even if we pick a side, like, is this really something the police have to deal? As long as there's no violence.
Pity. Let us work!
What is a strike?
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people.
He shifts uncomfortably on his workers' overall. What do the strikers want?
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
I mean, we know what they want, or at least what they pretend that they want. Everyone a member of the board. Well, who are all these stripe breakers look around.
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests.
The man runs a hand through his steadily graying military haircut.
We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
Good question.
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
And what exactly is your goal here?
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
And you're unable to breach the entrance?
Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
Head measurer?
Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The access panel is right behind it.
I mean, still, it's just like one guy, and there are like many people. Besides, you're big too. How bad could one guy be? You seem capable.
Bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. And he's trained.
Okay.
I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke, and my men are tired and hungry. They're workers, not fighters.
Why don't you just talk to them?
Like civilized folk, you mean? These native fucks don't understand civilized.
Okay, you go. Okay. Racism again.
Odd, out of place colonial reference there, Mr. Scab Leader.
Yeah, this guy's clearly placed in here for by the company to break undermine the union and their demands.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
Yeah, it's getting late and it's starting to snow.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
The man rubbed his jaw, a perfect, lively, bearded square wage.
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Okay, I gotta ask, where exactly are you from?
What's it to you?
Well, I mean, you're supposedly a scab from around the area, I gotta assume. You know, going to figure out this strike mess.
Big mess, caused by Union greed. But I only fight for the rights of people.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this fighter for jobs. He seems a more brutal, cunning, and suspicious person. Just a hunch. Or you just might be paranoid.
Or maybe both. I already got that, but I'm interested in your background, Mr. Scab Leader.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
I don't really drink, but work has taken me to some. Which one was it?
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Pretty okay as far as lies go.
Pretty okay as far... Oh, that was a challenging one. Ooh. Pretty okay as far as the lies go. Never heard of it. Are you lying?
We're done here. I have a strike to break.
He squints at you, a little spark of violence gutter in his eyes. Then he blinks and turns to his men. Hey.
Right to work! Right to work!
I wasn't done asking questions.
Things are busy enough. You're going to waste less of my time?
I mean, maybe.
The hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave, actually. Well. Ooh, money. Ooh. I'm sorry for the sometimes random stuttering. Alright. Gave. It says Griff. Let's talk to Mr. Mañana. asked a man with jolly eyes, tilting his head.
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
Give me the definition of scab, actually.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
Well, that doesn't seem like you could find that written on a Wikipedia article. You know, the definition has a little bit of bias on it. Where do you all come from?
Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think.
Well, you don't seem to like them much.
Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to scab. Or I guess scared, maybe. But scared of what? Of who?
Hunger? I don't know. Not being able to pay bills? I don't know. Desperation. He looks at the mask, squinting his eye, and he's trying to discern what they're scared of.
Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
Shake your head. It is better than begging. Come on. I mean, still, I'm not a big fan, but come on.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. These scabs ain't begging. They ain't holding on to their integrity.
Yeah, whatever. Well, I'm not a scab. I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, "Let us cop for less money."
He chuckles, then realizes.
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
No, I come to Martinez investigating a murder.
Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder.
Maybe you want to help me by solving it, by telling me who did it.
Of course, Policia. It wasn't me. You can rule me out. Easier that way.
Should we? He's nice. I don't like nice.
Relax, Volition.
He didn't do it. It's the truth.
Well, that's ruled someone out. I need to know what's behind this gate. I'm, exploring.
My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits.
He gazes over the roundabout with a glint of longing. Does this mean you can let me through the gate?
I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
He takes a swing and points to the stair with his frask.
If it's so simple, why did the scab leader warn you of the guards blocking the way?
That simple, huh? I just walk in.
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in.
Past Measurehead.
Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him.
Oh, another racist. Great. I mean, we should have figured out the number measure head. Like, they used to measure your skull, and it's like, oh, you got this skull being like this. Oh, you're supposed to be stupid or something.
Then press the button to unlock the door.
Uh-huh.
Then go past him again.
Okay.
And you enter the arbor through the office.
Okay, so you're saying it's actually quite difficult.
Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best measure head in a physical confrontation.
Have you seen my physical stat? I'm weak.
Or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely impossible.
We're not doing that. Has anyone ever bested him on a physical confrontation?
Not yet, no. He's incredibly strong.
Also, he has the high ground, So it's all over for us. Has any of the scout tried converting to his worldview?
Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition.
Right. Got it. Another thing.
Sure.
I'm a bit short of money right now. Can you give me some of it?
Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
He flips a coin towards you. That fell on the ground.
Sorry, friend. Didn't mean to throw it like that. It's a thing we harbor folk do. Comes naturally.
Don't worry. Much appreciated. Pick up the coin.
Right. Always glad to help out. We're on the same branch, you and I. Not like these slithering scabs.
You say it was beggar beg the scout, so I begged for some money and I got it. $1. I mean, I understand the place is stopped, so there's not a lot of money coming in. Or is it? The drugs? Do you know anything about that? Anyway, what's the strike about anyway? What's your opinion on it?
Serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him.
Well, I
first.
want to pass and talk to him, but
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
well, nice tag. Gotta get moving. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to right now, so might as well keep exploring. Okay, do we have more bottles? I don't see any. No one that we can talk. The lorries probably store fuel here. Now they store booze. Let's check this little thing.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine.
Look in the window.
The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
What kind of stickers and insignia? Is this from that guy?
The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels.
What about the back seat?
The back end of the cabin is a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains. A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. The title reads, Man from Elmdal in the Lost City of the Pygmies.
I don't know what that means.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia.
Oh, okay.
Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
The lieutenant nods towards the racist lorry driver. You think this lorry belonged to the tough guy over there?
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
I wonder if that's gonna help a little bit. A 4-engine car, keep in good conditions. Nice. Oh, this is the other lorry driver. 79 cents. Nice. Hey.
A small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face.
The pale driver.
The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your...
Grandma? She's not my grandma.
Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is gray like lead.
Snap your fingers in front of her.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Snap your fingers twice.
Where am I? Who are you?
Like a magician recalling a subject from hypnosis, you jolt her back to reality.
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the wary aspect of a cornered beast.
Are you alright, ma'am? You were out.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
She adds with content. And what's so bad about the 50s?
The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
I mean, that would be cool. What else would you be then?
Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution, the sidewalks and cafes are filled with the young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro. Until you came along, that is.
The look she gave you is accusatory. Who's Gabriel Buenguerro?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
She showed you a photograph of the lavish amber frame. Sure, take a look.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
That good, huh?
This man's got a hold over her, even 50 years later. You can feel it.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all of his lines.
She leans back, savoring the world she conjure up.
In all likelihood, it's a world that's only ever existed in her mind.
So I take you were in Mesque when you were young.
Someone was.
She nodded as through her meaning were perfectly clear. Someone was. Like, she wasn't you. Someone, are those not your memories?
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not?
Well, your memories are what makes you. We are our memories, I think. We're our experiences and, all that.
They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, All of this.
She looks around.
She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this strange thought, as if the past will one day wipe the present away, like a tidal wave approaching.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt your dreaming, ma'am.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Lowman. It was early spring, and the mine behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden.
Her eyes narrows as she appears to take your measure.
While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution. In Methk, it was a golden age.
The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isola of Muindi, the world's largest state by territory. It's a petrostate, a constitutional monarchy, and, as of recently, an outcast due to its tilt to the far right.
That doesn't sound that cool. Right, I have some other questions for you. Police questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
She settled back against the railing of her motor lorry. Behind her, mountains of memorabilia, photos, and knickknacks line the dashboard. What are you hauling?
Diamonds.
Really?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
Not really, because you're just hauling them from one place to the other. You're just the driver. Okay, but what are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
So you don't know what you're hauling in your own lorry?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean. What if the cargo was contraband?
Then it's contraband, Lowman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
Bad Hand, Hermenegildos's bad hand, strangled 300 people. What can I say? Some people just really like strangling people.
Some people really need some hobbies. And I think I get my thought. Yeah, Jermabu. We'll think on the answer after this. I still don't really understand this whole boyadero thing.
Of course not. To truly understand the
Boyadero.
you need to listen to On the Western Plain.
A boyadero, boya for short, is a cowherder from upstream Magritte, the great steppes of northern Mesk. He is a rugged individualist and explorer.
Okay, what's that?
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain.
So I'm guessing that doesn't happen.
Of course not. The boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man. One night, as he and his beloved are out walking along the river Maigret, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down.
In the background, you can hear the orchestra swell as the screen fills with the maiden's imploring eyes.
So he give up his riding and settle down, right? That does not happen. I think I see where this is going.
So the boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Magritte. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him.
That's a terrible song.
You have to understand. A true boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a boyadero.
Well, that doesn't mean she had to strangle her. I guess.
What if to truly love a boyadero is to float lifeless downstream?
All right. Are you the lady driver?
Did you just call me a lady, Herife?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
Don't. Okay, thank you. Suggestion. I was told of a woman driver. You're the only woman here.
I'm not that either, Herife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on the long haul.
So you're not the driver everyone is terrified of.
I'm only terrifying to small children and to those who used to know me.
Yeah, it's not her. Believe me.
Okay. Well, that doesn't mean that you can give us some more info that could be useful. You know, even though you're very weird. Why are you scary to the people who used to know you?
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was.
You say long haul, that's...
The big ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there. It's all just...
She humps along, as if to track on repeat.
In the middle of this town, there's a ghostly motorway. It takes all the people where they want to stay.
In the background, a quiet song seeps from her cabin into the air. You don't hear any vocals.
Then who is the female driver I was told of?
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around when I have my movies to go to?
Yeah, that's fair point. That's all I needed to know, thanks.
Oh, Sim.
The woman stares at you. Her mind's elsewhere now, on other matters.
Something in her is pulling towards some unknown rest state. She twitches, like a sleep kick.
Before I came, you seemed away.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
So he doesn't think she's the lady driver.
We already know she's not.
You hear that, Lowman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Wait, why is that, Lieutenant?
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
He doesn't want your frail mind caught up in something here. Something unconnected to the case. But connected to this woman tuning out like that.
Should you drive a lorry if you get off like that?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best communers around. I drive routes no one else will.
What routes?
The Monosov's Land, Udashnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain,
She nods and closes her eyes again, letting her mind submerge.
the Transcatalia Magistral, you for 1A, Adestradas do Mirador, all the good ones, the deep trenches, where the bluebirds fly.
She opened her eyes again and shuddered. I'm something of an expert in blacking out. You should take better care of yourself.
You're right, Lowman. I'm the one who should take my health more seriously. Thank you for looking out for me.
A correct appraisal. You're quite shabby.
Is that all you woke me up to say?
No. You seem like a woman who knows a thing or two about drugs.
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drugs can compare.
The adversary?
Yes, there is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that hole.
Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary. The great unrest.
That's not really what I was getting at.
Then what were you getting at?
This line of questioning is going nowhere. Try harder. Maybe if she thought you're corrupt.
What is that you're hauling exactly?
Your man, Lowman. What of it?
Alright. Are you smuggling drugs through Terminal B?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
You say earlier you don't know what cargo you're hauling. Could it be drugs?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grad on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grad, Lowman?
Drugs?
No, Lowman. Diamonds.
Ugh, this is getting us nowhere. I didn't ask you about diamonds, did I? I don't care about that.
Diamonds are good for you, Lowman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras.
If you had to guess, who do you think is smuggling drugs around here?
Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
He's not. Okay, if you're not involved with the drug trafficking, then why are you still waiting here?
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the features of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
Yeah, thank you for now.
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
Her voice trails off. That was a weird conversation.
Jamais vu. Derealization. Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
We get 1 XP for orbital orbs click. All intellect learning cats raised for 1. Well, that's not that useful. So we're learning about the world. I should have maybe get that one before. I don't remember if I got that one before. So we get a point from this. Ruins full of snow. Okay, yeah. Maybe I should have saved some, huh? A bull slug humanox covered this truck. Alright, people are probably gonna be leaving in a moment.
Stars Ryko, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriages ever. An oldie, but a goldie.
Like I said, there's probably the people gonna go to sleep and then the day's like kinda over to talk to other people. We can still do a lot of stuff, but, you know, not when we're dealing with people. So might as well try to check the roundabout monument thing later. Okay. Star Shrew, one of the finest motor carriers ever, an oldie but a goodie. Who drive these?
Not many people outside of Grad. And Revachol West too, it appears.
Hey Kim, check this out.
Estache Raiko KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time.
Hold on, maybe I can impress him. What I do, do I know what happened last time?
No, only that the motor carriage is typically baby blue. The colors of Sigismund the Great, an ancient Zhimsk ruler. His banners were famously zephyr and white. The colors of the stars Raiko.
Let me guess what happened last time, Kim. Blue and white are the colors of Simex. Someone painted, got a Simex mad, and boom, murder happened.
That's, well, yes, exactly it, more or less. Except it was a crowd of them. Tore him out of the vehicle and ran him over with his own tires. They said it was an honor killing, Hussar style. The James community protested the trial, flying the colors. 5,000 came to protest.
Correction. 4,395. The fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Revachol.
Hate to correct you, but only 4,000. Man, this kind of douchebag to be like. Actually, although it was a little less. Had to correct you again, but only 4,395 people were on that protest.
Is that so, officer? I'll take you at your word.
Who are the Simes community?
People we are paid to protect. Let's leave it at that.
Okay, he doesn't want to get into it. Why they sentenced the killer to?
4 years for murder in Reunion.
That's very low.
The perps were remorseful. Their sorry knocked 8 years off the sentence. That's the system.
Damn.
The prisons in the greater Revachol Industrial Harbor are already full. Prisoners are expensive to maintain. The longer the sentence, the larger the cost.
Kim, could our hangar man have been the driver of this car?
I tried to avoid drawing far-gone conclusions like this before actually examining the body. But my initial guess is the two are unrelated.
Okay. The lieutenant says with a slight smirk. Well, I know I'm trying. I'm still hangover, okay? Interesting. Before we proceed, I got an opinion of this paint job.
Yes, detective?
I think it looks better brown and black.
Okay. I'm not going to honor kill anyone over this. But I've seen it blue and white. It's much better that way.
Okay, level up. Cool. Should I put any points? What could we possibly be needed? I have a lot of Island Empire. Conceptualization, I know it's getting used for that money. Maybe I should try. Whatever. We'll see. We'll continue for a moment. Let's talk back to this guy.
Looking for something odd? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Make it tell what he knows. I don't want to force the other guy.
The main thing is to not overdo it, even when you're trying to scare someone. The most important thing is, how does it look on your resume?
The jig is up. I got the goods on you.
Oh yeah? And what goods are those?
Oh, you know you're good.
There's some kind of homo thing?
Yeah, maybe it is.
Okay, that's enough, detective. That's enough. Let's just go and ask Tommy, alright? We are wasting our time here.
God damn it! Fine, I'll put a point into it. God damn it.
Looking for something odd? Come to
Failing the last time was so demoralizing and puzzling that you just can't work up the...
Fuck! Fuck, I put another point!
Looking for something odd? Come to tell me to
Men like this only respect...
Fuck yeah, go fuck yourself! Show me the lorry right fucking now, the lady driver lorry, where is it?
Fuck you, I told you. I'm not gonna...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
I'm gonna fuck you for the rest of your life, you understand?
Fucking homo cop.
A gobble of sweat gathers on his brow.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days.
Now it's not a big deal for him anymore. This is how he saves face.
Where exactly is her lorry?
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now, leave me the fuck alone, okay?
A
Okay,
small
thank you.
temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
Looks like he got his adrenaline up, too.
Right, I'm going. We know it. Well, that was embarrassing. I had to spend some points on it, but whatever, it was worth it. Also, might as well check this now, bro. What is this thing?
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods.
Who is this?
A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol, son of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV, the insane.
Now, this is fascist. We're here
Not
before.
a good track record of mental health in that family.
Nope. Encyclopedia. What did this king do?
Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy.
In what way?
Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola.
How did he manage to blow through the entire national treasury?
Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices. He called it the Sol Aurum. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon. instead of a bed like a normal person.
The man certainly knew how to live.
Deplorable farce. No wonder everything went to shit.
But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction.
Oh, he literally blow the money then, too. The what now?
You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. He was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy.
I know what nose candy is, but okay, what is nose candy?
Cocaine.
That's a lot to process.
His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him connect with the higher realms.
So he was addicted to nose candy, a bloated druggie?
That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later. Right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulindian Bay.
And where he's buried now?
Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum.
And what happened to the statue? Why looks so weird?
The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn-of-the-century revolution, when Martinez was leveled. Most historians think the coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved the statue. If the communards had more time, they would have reduced it up to even finer pieces.
Okay, so who restored the monument?
Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city.
That's some poor taste.
The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit.
I I am artist cop, so I guess I should play the role. That's brilliant! So funny and nihilistic.
People in Martinez tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young ironists. Those critics might have it wrong though. There's more to it than just ironism, but you can't say what precisely. Perhaps this art mystery will be solved at a later time?
Maybe so.
Philip III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death. Not that he ever did in life either.
Probably was too high up in drugs to even give a fuck. Alright. Let's go.
This screen found, A to Z, contemporaire, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This must be the one he told us about, unless he was lying.
We might as well still check. Try to peek on the window.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of the seat and two steering levers. It feels like you're peeking into someone's home residence. Inside it's private, cozy, warm, dusty too.
I doubt this is just open.
The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced.
Are we gonna get this open, Kim?
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside.
Good idea.
I don't know how good it is, but this investigation has taken long enough. We can't afford it to take any longer.
Yeah, okay, I don't have the tool. Pry bar. Can I even open this? I don't
This screen found,
think
A
so.
to Z, contemporaire, is parked in the shadow.
Hold on, didn't I just literally get... Don't I have anything for this? Transition... Nope.
This screen found,
Yeah, I
A
get
to
it.
Z, pry bar in hand. You take a hard swing at the window. Thunk rings out and the pry bar bounces back, leaving a tiny spider web on the glass. Looks like the window might be shatterproof. You may have to rethink your approach.
The window appears to be shatterproof.
No, it's not shatterproof. Give me that.
He takes the pry bar for you and gestures for you to step back. Then, with little warning,
He smashes it into the window. Droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor and pavement. You can just reach in now.
nice. Well, remember, I'm the brains, so.
It went better than I expected. Open it from the inside.
Well, I mean, I already softened it up, you know.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals.
Admire the posters.
These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat.
Study the centerfold.
The actress is draped in a sheathed dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. A feeling of tenderness washes over you. A longing even, perhaps. And gentle tragedy. This is Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death.
Oof, what happened to her?
She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here, on Boogie Street. A mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world, and the camera, too.
Enough about the posters.
The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard, and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat.
Well, let's examine the radio.
Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Why would anyone need so many radio stations?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation. With quite a range, too.
Is there anything we can do with the radio?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key.
Yeah, I mean, even if we have it, like, what are we gonna do? We're just gonna start picking one of the 100 radio stations, radio thingies? And even if we do, like, what? Are we just gonna ask, like, hello, are you part of the drug thing? I don't know how you even handle this situation. Whatever. What else is here?
The smell of 1,000 cigarettes, some dead actresses, and a rusty old toolbox.
They had to, okay, brain, I get it. You don't have to describe the place every time. Check the pedals.
You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Looks like the driver has glued a piece of sandpaper to the throttle to offer some extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
Back up into the cabin again.
The movie stars are
Yeah, I get it. Pull out the
smiling from
toolbox.
A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Well, let's unfold that baby, that puppy.
It's an issue of Périphérique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
Pick up the note.
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the ULAN frequency system.
The ULAN frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
His thoughts trails off. Yeah, I have no idea. Push in the pull-up toolbox.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was.
Okay,
Radio,
close the door.
Close the rusty old lorry door.
We're done here.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
Yep, I mean, this is very clear. Some sketchy shit.
All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Seems like something police would do. What do you think of all this, Kim?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
This means it's well funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
How do you think this is connected to... okay, what about the movie poster? How do they factor into all this?
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
A lot of women there, especially for a ladies' driver cabin.
Yes, well...
He doesn't say more.
Unimportant.
I mean, like, I think the correlation is that she might be a lesbian, or bisexual, or bisexual, or pansexual, or something of the like. How do you think this is connected to the Union?
We didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation. But somehow, I doubt that Evrard Clare would be oblivious to something like this happening right under his nose. My suggestion is, we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. It's a slippery hill, but we just might be able to pin them down, indirectly, down the road.
Will the RCM open an investigation into this?
We should return to the murder case, see what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
What are you thinking?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
So, probably corruption.
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Okay, so debrief over?
Debrief over. After you.
Alright. We feel pretty good about that, probably. We know there might be an investigation. Let's return and let her know some of our findings. Hey, officer, got a minute? Okay. Sure.
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
The racist told us where her cabin is. We only searched it.
Still better than me, I guess. Told you there's plenty of others who tell on her. But, is she in trouble?
Sorry, man. I can't disclose the fact of an official investigation to you.
It's that bad. Man, what should I do? What should I do to help her?
No need for you to do anything. Don't worry, the police are looking into it.
Yeah, maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can.
What's the plan with those rhymes anyway?
Oh, you know. Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats. I've got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft.
The correct grammar is Tommy Lahom.
Why Tommy Lehome?
Tommy Lahm was taken. My real name's Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better.
It's more him.
It's more him. Alright, I got another question,
The
actually.
man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Okay, I guess we're still a little slow on that. Anything to say, you?
Hello again, officer. How are things?
Do you still have some of yourself? I could use some of those.
Sure. I'm done with them. Go easy on that stuff.
Alright, we might or we might not. This guy, anything to say? You did help us. We forced you to, but you know.
Looking for something on?
Alright, whatever. Alright, let's just go back to Joyce. Oh, hold on, we gotta watch the wall again.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
While I'm looking at this wall, in the dim light, some things become clear. You have a keen artistic sensibility, since the artistic impulse are infectious.
Because you see it. Finally. This wall is sublime. Look at it. The shadows, the colors.
It's perfect for graffiti, painting. Let the conceptual joy flow into the pupils and blossom into thoughts in your brain.
All the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration of this, the uncontested pinnacle of wallcraft, color peeled from the very face of...
Damn, I'm so artistic. More! Give me more!
Oh, Wallfather.
Kim, I must paint this wall. Add even more beauty to it.
Huh? He sounds tired of it all.
Maybe just one day he's just so sick of me.
Cindy the Skull has all the necessary material.
First, I know you're tired, Kim, but take another look at this wall. Draw nourishment from its beauty.
Sure.
The lieutenant looks at the wall reluctantly, then back to you. I must talk to Kindy, get the necessary materials for her. From her. If we must. I must! Yes! Cindy, talk to me.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire
Cindy,
my
I need some paint and your brush too.
What for?
The apocalypse is coming. I need to warn people.
What do you think I'm trying to paint here? A mural for a better tomorrow? Why do you really need it?
For art is for art, okay?
Well, if it's for art. But what kind of art are we talking about?
To be honest, I haven't really thought about it yet, but I'm sure I will.
Then you have time to find your own fucking brush.
Cool. No brush then. Not a problem.
You're about to cry internally, aren't you, Piggy? Oh, pathetic.
I tend
Just
to...
give up.
You're
Art
aware...
isn't for you.
Shut up! Damn, 18. That's so crazy. That's a red one. Fuck it.
They do say the painter always paints his own portrait.
Man, that's lame. I'm going to paint a self-portrait, but some of you, from the inside, to show people what it's like.
That's pretty fucked up. Even for you, Piggo.
What if I had some interpretive dance?
I think everyone would rather you didn't.
Okay, I won't do that. Please just give me some paint and a brush. I need to do some art.
You're a real sad sack. You know that? Go ahead then. Art it up. Just try not to hurt yourself. And no self-portraits.
Thanks, Cindy. Pick up the brush.
Oh, but I'm all out of fuel oil.
Fuel?
He looks at the paint dripping down the wall, then back at her, struck by a sudden realization. Yeah, this is fuel, I guess.
That wasn't paint. It was heavy fuel oil, marked red for use by government vehicles.
What do you think I was using?
How do you even get that?
Aquarels?
You know what you should be able to find in your government-issued vehicle? Red-dyed heavy fuel oil.
Can I just use regular paint?
Are you kidding me? Fuel oil is so much cooler. No way you're disfiguring that beautiful wall with something as pedestrian as ordinary paint.
Kim, my friend, would you be willing to sacrifice some of your fuel oil for art?
My fuel oil is for my kinema. Use your own fuel if you are unable to contain your artistic impulses, but please, leave my kinema.
Okay, I'll leave your kinema out of it. We'll find my car at some point and we'll get to it, okay? Alright. Hello, Joyce.
You're back. Good.
Hold on, I have a thought on my brain for a second. Shadow on the water, green plants on the whatever.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Also, I'm gonna matter questions about reality. But first, I spoke with the lorryman about the run at the roundabout.
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Eyes? Where are those eyes located?
It doesn't really matter.
It does
And I
matter
do
to me.
apologise for the
I'm the one being
surveillance.
observed.
Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this.
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout, most likely. That would give them a read on the entire quarter.
In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours.
Nah, let the lieutenant handle it.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest.
Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
What was that about a bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
I think this is the worst case scenario for, like, most people.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
How are the lynching and the strike connected?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
A momentary lapse of faith?
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply an opening gambit, like you suggested, or a joke even. They did not appreciate the humor.
Do you need a security details?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
I don't even have my regular shitty-ass gun.
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him.
Oof.
He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
And what happened then?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now?
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
Okay, so let's recap. Basically, she know that one of the members who are basically a military mercenary, basically, they were here to, I guess, turn off the flames of the thing, whatever. And one of them assaulted a woman, and some of the more, some of the people in the union definitely didn't appreciate that. So yeah, they lynch him and they kill him. Yeah, and the other members who are, again, not very stable people who have weapons and armor, yeah, they're not gonna take it too well. So I imagine there's gonna be some killing.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
You made a mess here.
It was the Union who strung him from that tree. My hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before Crenell indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
she grabbed hold on the mainsail.
If you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
I mean, I'm trying. I've been awake since like, 8 in the morning, and so far I have not rest talking with people about shit.
They would have to project strength and power.
The Debardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's 2nd largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
That's what the military guns will do. Automatic guns.
These men, work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath.
I think the confrontation is inevitable.
It doesn't have to be like this. Nameless, badgeless officer of the citizens' militia.
That's quite a title.
One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
We level up. We'll save the point for now. What can you tell me about Crenell?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Down a deep, black well.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors. Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands. Countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Okay, anything else that you got on them?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
The International Collaboration Police, ICP, is charged with coordinating law enforcement activities in complex multinational investigations. Their database is the single largest source of information in the world.
Cool.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Could you contact the company, tell them to call them off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
You said the deceased assaulted a woman.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
Well, who did the passing on them?
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe.
What did these teenagers by the canal said?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
And who was this woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
You meet her soon enough, you feel.
Well, this colonel, the one who was hanged, do you know him?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
And his name was?
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Tell me about the others first.
One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color? The deceased.
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
There's a pang of regret to her voice.
The lieutenant was testing her. asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
That's all right, then. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
You had a lot to say for meeting him just once. Where are the remainers two mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Vigilantes. You're a professional officer of the only legitimate authority in Revachol.
We still need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Logic 10. Where are these mercenaries? 97. Scab leaders, murder, bad reply. The scab leaders, bad acting. Didn't pass the background check. I knew it. He's not the scab leader.
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbor gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise. The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
One must be the goon in the ill-fitting work clothes in the harbor gates, the scab leader.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
The peace is all that matters. What is probably in the building overlooking the roundabout?
Would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
So we got one overlooking the roundabout that see us, and another one working with Joyce, here, the representative, also looking at us. And we got the gardener also looking at us in the... Well, she's the least hidden. So yeah, every player in here is been keeping tabs on us.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel.
I had another question for you.
I hope I can answer it better.
How much time do we have?
Until the executions start. Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
There's a brief silence. Seagulls squeak over the bay.
5 days, not more. Maybe sooner.
5 days, huh?
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
Okay. That's enough for now.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
I'll ask about the questions about reality, but we'll save that for the next episode. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Yeah, next episode, we're going to ask more about reality. We're going to try to ask the rest of the questions. And yeah, probably some things unrelated to talking with people because it's getting late on the game. So people are just going to go to sleep. We're still hanging out around. We still got a lot to do. A lot to do. So thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoy the content, make sure to give a like, to comment, and subscribe. And we'll be seeing each other in the next episode of Disco Elysium. Bye bye.